right, Shalom, Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. It's the Tuesday Brotherhood class, man. We're gonna get into the scriptures. We're gonna start off. We're gonna start off by give me John 15 and 13. Yeah, let's just start off with John 15 and 13. There's no sweat. Take your time.
The book of John, chapter 15, verse 13. Greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
Greater love than this, it said that a what?
That a man lay down his life for his friends.
See, we all scriptures, man. You know, these are milk scriptures. These are things that, you know, everybody has about. You done heard a bunch of breakdowns of this, and it's just saying the same thing. It's saying Christ is saying, you know, greater love than this, that you lay down your life for your brother, right? We all take that as what? Man, I'll die for my brother. You know, for some of us, oh yeah, I'll get locked up for my brother. I'll do whatever it takes for my brother. I'll lay my life down and put my life to the side for my brother, right? But a lot of people don't even look at it like this, as a self-reflect. Are you willing to kill the old you for your brother, though? Right. Are you willing to go through the struggles of becoming a new creature? It just told you, greater love than this, that you'll lay your life down on the line, right? That you'll sit here and step in front of a bullet for your brother, right? But are you willing to change and kill the old person to save your brother's life? Are you willing to be a new creature, a new person? Are you willing to set yourself apart from all the wicked things that you used to do to save your brother's life? To show your brothers and show your sisters and show your nieces and your nephews there is a better way. There is a greater way. And this is how I show my love to you. This is how the greater love, this is what I'm giving to you. Me laying my life on the line for you. Me sitting here saying that, you know what? I don't care about nothing else. If it does not have to do with following the law, statutes, and commandments, I ain't with it. Right. Forget Christmas. Forget eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. Forget meeting up for Thanksgiving. Forget birthdays. Forget the fact that, you know what, we in the club, someone steps on my shoes, and I'm ready to sit here and take a penitentiary chance over some shoes. Forget all that stuff, because this is my love showing that, you know what, there's a better way. I can sit here and I'll die for my brothers. Every brother in the school know that I'll die for them. Every brother in the school know that I'll do whatever it takes to make sure that y'all make it home. But will you do what it takes to make sure that your family gets the kingdom? You had something, brother?
Con, sir, I just wanted to say, you know, it's just so heavy because, you know, this world, you know, makes it so easy to sacrifice yourself, you know, for your friends, you know, in that manner.
Yeah.
You know, you'll tell, like you said, you'll tell your, you know, your partner, hey, man, I'll die for you. You know, and they can understand that. You know what I'm saying? But when you tell them, I'm going to live for you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now they can't fathom, you know, giving up pork for you.
Yeah.
They can't fathom, you know, giving up weed for you.
Yeah.
They can't fathom giving up the strip club to save your life.
Yeah.
But they'll tell you they'll take a bullet for you.
Yeah.
They'll do the hard thing,
yeah,
but they won't do the easy thing.
See, and you want to know what's crazy about that? The crazy thing about that is it's easier for them to do that than them. For them, it's the opposite. For us, the hard thing would be, I'm a die or something like that. No, that's easy for them. It's easy for them to destroy their lives fully than it is for them to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. They'll rather take a bullet for you. They'll rather get locked up for life than for you to tell them to stop eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster and them actually having to do it.
But I'd die for you. I ain't say I was gonna give up that, you know what I'm saying, that pork for you, man.
Man, I'd die for you, bro. All right, well, stop treating these sisters like whores. Hey, man, put the weed down. You know what? Stop selling it. Stop selling them sherm sticks. Stop doing sherm. Stop smoking crack. Stop snorting powder. Stop sitting here robbing people. Stop unaliving people just because you gotta make ends meet. Man, stop being a wicked bastard. Man, hey man, hold on, bro. Man, you say I gotta stop puffing? Man, I gotta stop smoking, bro? Like, what you mean? Man, it came from the earth. It's a natural herb. That's the craziest part. You'll sit here and take a bullet for me, but you won't stop smoking weed for me. What you got up?
And that's one thing I'm learning. And you would think psychologically, like a man to give you a substance to put in your body, smoke or some powder, some ice, or before like, and it'd be crazy because it's like he can know your situation. He'd be like, "Hey, bro, you want to hit this?" Like, nah, bro, but you eating that baked potato while you hitting it, you know?
Yeah.
You bust that in half. Oh, no, I don't play with my food.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, you know, it's wicked because, you know, a lot of times, one thing I'm learning about this journey, and I'm new, but I'm getting the grasp real quick. You know, you really got to just slice it. You know, especially like in my situation, I can't even rock with y'all. I can't even talk to y'all.
Yeah.
You know, because I know my flesh not at the stage of where, you know, y'all are, but I just find it more peaceful. You know, somebody even saying like I'm bugging my brothers or I'm calling my brothers because it's like, even like I told Gabo, like, I can't even call them, you know, because just a call to them pull up at the studio.
Yeah.
Like, bro, why I got to come all the way to the studio just for whatever I'm talking to you about? Come all the way to the studio, come lay your head. I'm not saying I'm out the highs yet,
Yeah.
but I'm telling you my situation. But I'm trying to kindle a childhood friendship when really we grew up and we became two different people.
Look,
You know,
the thing about it is, and what you saying is so heavy, bro, because the thing about it is, I did not grow up. See, hey, get that preset for me, Kahunka boy. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I thought as a child. I acted as a child. Get that precept if you don't mind. Yeah. See, a lot of times we feel like growing older and getting older, we as as our childhood friends, we grew apart, right? But really and truthfully, what ended up happening was one of us decided to actually put away the childish things, and the others decided to keep doing it because at the end of the day, it's about them being selfish. Whatever makes them happy. You know, I say this all the time. When I got into the truth, I became very selfless. And I started realizing how selfish I was when I was in the world. Like, I walked around here not caring about nobody else, how nobody else felt. If I hurt your feelings, so what? I don't care. Like, I was a selfish person. I didn't have no brotherhood at all. And then the brotherhood that I did have, it was misguided. Because I'm sitting here willing to do some stuff that would take me away from my family, the people that actually did love me and care about me at that time, for some people that were just using the fact that I could be a bully. Or I could do I could be the person that I handle a situation in a certain way that everything will be good on the back end for y'all. Not for me, not for my family, because now I gotta make sure that don't nobody come retaliate. Go ahead, get that precept for me. If you, whenever you got it, can you read it?
Khan Khan, sir, the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 11. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things.
See, a lot of times, and again, this is all about a self-reflect. You got to be able to sit here and really think about what you got going on. Like when you was a child, as a child, did you have control over your anger? As a child, did you think before you did stuff, or did you just do it and whatever the consequences was, that's what happened? As a child, did you ever did you ever take into consideration who else might be in danger or who else might have to deal with the consequences of your actions? As a child, we didn't care about none of those things. You want to know why? It wasn't in our nature to care. It wasn't in our nature to even think about those things. As children right now, do you know how many times children do things that can kill them? They can unalive themselves. Do you know, like, kids would do crazy stuff. They'll stack like tables and chairs on top of each other just so that way they can get a remote for the TV. About to fall and break their neck. As a parent, you be around here like, get down before you hurt yourself. But as a child, they're thinking as a child and they're moving as a child. They want the remote to the TV, so what they gonna do? Do whatever it takes to get there. And that's how grown adults are moving right now. They feel like they're grown, but they think like a child, they act as a child, and they move as a child. Why you think there's so many people being unalived in these streets behind frivolous things? Why do you think that there's so many divorces and marriages that don't make it? Because everybody is selfish. Everybody is thinking like children. Everybody is me, 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 me. I gotta like it. If I don't like it, if I don't feel something out of it, then I don't want to do it. What you got?
No, that's so heavy because, as a child, like you were saying, you do those things as a child, but you have a parent, to monitor you, to guide you, to tell you, yes, that's, no, that's wrong. Or, okay, do it this way. But now it becomes dangerous when you got an adult thinking as a child, because now that adults, so you better not tell me a damn thing. I'm grown. I'll do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Now all that monitoring or that, what I'm saying, looking after that, what I'm saying, that way of thinking, that disappears. Exactly. And now that's when, things become dangerous.
Exactly. And that's why we living in the world that we living in now. It's a dangerous world we live in. It done got so crazy, people telling each other, hey, man, stay dangerous. Yeah. Dog. Like, you, when you see your partner about to leave, man, you be like, hey, man, hey, stay dangerous, bro. Why are you telling your partner to stay dangerous? Because the world we living in is dangerous because everybody's thinking like children. There's not a lot of people out here thinking like grown adults. There's not a lot of people out here moving like grown adults. Because moving like a grown adult means that you got to do stuff. Like, see, when you start choosing the Most High and you start following his laws, statutes, and commandments, you're choosing to be an adult now. You're choosing to put away the childish things. You're choosing to stand for something. You're choosing not to be a child. You're choosing not to be selfish, but become a selfless person. You got to start showing brotherhood and sisterhood. You got to start showing people that you actually love them. And the way that you actually love them is by telling them what's right. The way you actually love them is by actually bringing them into the light instead of being in darkness. We done been in darkness for so long that we done got good with it. We start seeing in the darkness now. You've been in darkness for so long. You've been in darkness for 30 years that now you feel like you a vampire. You feel like I can see better in darkness than I do in the light. The light hurts you when you step into it. And that's because you don't want to put away your childish things, childish mindset that you have. But the Bible is letting you know, when I was a child, I spake as a child. I thought as a child. But when I grew up, I put away childish things. And this is what we have to do as a people. We have to continuously, every single day, put away the childish things. When you put away the childish things every single day and you keep self-checking every single day of, all right, okay, right here I'm being selfish. Oh, right here I'm tripping. Like, you got to start looking at those things. When situations come about, you got to start looking at the full picture, not just what's going on in that moment. Because in that moment, turning back into a child, you're turning back into that old you. Somebody go off, what's the first thing you want to do? Run off in their mouth. You and your wife have a disagreement, what's the first thing you want to do? Argue. Yell. All right, you know what? F you. F this. Nah, forget all this. Nah, forget everything we got going on. Oh, those are childish behaviors. Somebody step on your shoes, what's the first thing you want to do? You want to fight. All these things is childish behaviors. But we have to be the grown-ups. What you got?
If I may, sir, that's why, the Israelite school, of universal and practical knowledge is so important because, we have taken on that responsibility, to change our ways and be that adult.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And it's so important, that we be an example, for the world.
Yeah.
Because, we talk about things like this, being a gangster, is a learned behavior. Everybody knows, like the first gangsters, was Italian mafia, Al Capone. Those were the first gangsters. And even when we was coming up and wanted to be a gangster, what did we do? Start naming ourselves Capone, Coleon, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And robbing and stealing and unaliving. These things were learned behavior, and that's what we have learned today. And that's what you see today as a majority in the world.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody scared to unalive no more. Ain't nobody scared to take something from you. Ain't nobody, that's like how you brought out, stay dangerous.
Yeah.
We have to stay dangerous because this world has taught us how to be dangerous. And it's so important, like I said, for us because now, we're showing them you don't have to just flip that switch and want to unalive somebody, want to harm somebody. It takes somebody, what we always say, somebody has to be the bigger person.
Exactly.
Being the bigger person means somebody has to be above the little person.
Yeah.
An adult, a child.
Exactly.
Somebody has to be the adult in this situation.
Right.
And because we've taken on that responsibility now, we can show, other men, we ain't got to be dangerous all the time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take a step back, self-reflect, you know what I'm saying? Take a deep breath and find a better outcome to this situation.
Yeah.
And now as we do that and we start teaching the world, and now instead of this world of a dangerous place, now you got a whole nation of people, you know what I'm saying, who want to think first, want to be adults first, want to have a peaceful and better outcome as a nation of people.
You're right.
Because the world that we live in today, what is it doing? It's destroying all of us.
Man, that's nah, what you said is heavy, brother. Like, get that brother a hand. Because what you saying is right on. Bro, it's so easy to do the wrong thing. The hardest thing to do is do what's right. Like if you could, Baba Kashaw, go to Proverbs 25 and 28 for me. If you go to Proverbs 25 and 28, whenever y'all got it, just read it for me. Because it's so easy. Like, the world taught us, like you said, the world taught us to be dangerous. The world taught us to sit here and not care about anybody but myself. Right. The world taught us to click out, spaz out. It taught us to have a short fuse. But like you said, when you start following the laws, statutes, and commandments, when you come into this school, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, like you said, bro, you start learning how to sit here and think. A lot of people in this world is playing checkers, and there's very few people playing chess. Don't be caught up playing checkers when you really need to be playing chess, because this is a war. Everything that we're doing right now is war. Every day you step out, every day that you have breath in your body and you step out into this world, you are at war. I hope you understand that. This is a war game. And it's just, how long are you going to survive in this world? How long are you going to be able to walk around? If you're ready to click out every second, bro, you're not going to last long. A ticking time bomb, and there's nothing but people out here with switches for you. The first time you say something to one of these YNs and one of these youngsters that click out just like you click out, bro, what are they? They walking around with Dracos now. They walking around with switches. They walking around with 3D printed switches. Bro, you got to learn how to play chess, not checkers. You got to learn how to think as an adult. You got to be able to survey the scene and be like, is it worth me going ahead and going all the way in? Because if it's worth it and you decide to go for it and it ends wrong and it ends bad, and now all of a sudden you at a funeral and your partner that was with you got unalived when he had nothing to do with it, it was all your fault. Don't sit there and cry, bro. You get your whole car shot up because you sitting here arguing about something that was frivolous. Now your wife and your kid on. You alive though. Because I'm going to tell you, and the craziest thing happens all the time. When a situation goes down, you not the person hit. It's always somebody close to you. It's always somebody next to you. They're the ones that get hit. Go ahead and read that precept once you got it. Kind.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 2, verse 28. He that have no root for his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls.
He that has no rule over his own spirit is like a city broken down with no walls. Bro, you got to understand this. It's so much stuff that has to be done in this world. And if you walk around here with your emotions on your sleeve, if you walk around here sitting here waiting to as a ticking time bomb, like, bro, you're going to mess up. You're going to affect others in the worst way possible. You gotta learn how to control yourself, control your actions, control how you react to things. Don't think that everybody has to love you, because this world ain't meant for everybody to love you. This world ain't meant for everybody to accept you. The Bible tells you that. If you don't believe me, understand this. Go to Ecclesiastes 2:1. Go to Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, chapter 2, verse 1. I can show you. When you start following the Lord, it tells you. It tells you what's about to happen. Go ahead.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou comest to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
If you come to serve the Lord, understand this. You have to grow up. And those childish things, and those childish ways, and those childish reactions that you have, and those selfish things that you do, understand, are going to be tempted. It's going to show you, are you truly there to really serve the Lord or not? You're going to get tempted. You're going to have temptation come to you, because you saying that I decided to grow up and I'm going to serve the Lord. So everything that you used to do in the world is now going to start tempting you. All your partners that used to hit licks, they're going to call you because you used to be the mastermind for the licks. So they're going to sit here and call you and be like, hey, bro, yeah, man, hey, I got this great opportunity, dog. I just need to know how we going to go about it. And, I'll send you, you ain't even got to be there. I'll just give you your cut. Just let me know how we need to go ahead and move. Yeah, I know you about to serve the Lord now. Yeah, you done switched up. But yeah, just give us all the information to that, and then we'll handle that. We'll send you your cut. If you was a drug addict, or if you was a smoker or a pill popper or something like that, you don't think all that is gonna come? You don't think that you gonna all of a sudden have a play on a pack that you ever seen in life? Cause I don't know if it was just if it was just me or not, bro, but it seemed like when you got into the truth, it seemed like everything started getting cheaper. Everything started moving differently. Like everything started coming at your fingertips. Like, man, why wasn't this easy when I was in the world? You want to know why? Because of this scripture right here. When you choose to serve the Lord, understand that temptation is coming. Prepare yourself for temptation because it's coming. What else does it say?
Verse 2. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble.
Man, you gotta constantly endure. You gotta sit here and not try to rush through your process. See, the process that you're going through is weaning you and killing the old you. You gotta go through that first death. You gotta go through that. And you can't sit here and try to run through it. See, that's what a lot of people do. See, as a child, they hate time out. As a child, man, I used to hate, like, my people, they used to try to review. That was their favorite thing, let's review. So they'll wait till my favorite TV show come on, and that's when they want to call me in a room and they want to talk to me for a full hour. Like, I'll take the whooping. But they like, nah, we ain't gonna make haste in this. Like, we ain't gonna rush this. We gonna slow cook it. You wanna know why? Because when you dealing with something and you gotta go through it slow, when you gotta walk instead of run through your problems, then you gotta really face them. You gotta face those demons. You gotta face the actual you. You gotta really look in that mirror and see that, you know what? Maybe I ain't where I thought I was. Maybe I still got some more growing that I gotta do. So don't make haste in your time of troubles, dog. You gotta set your heart right. You gotta sit here and not only prepare yourself for it, you gotta be able to stand 10 toes in the midst. You gotta choose to go through it. Cause people gonna turn their back on you. What you got?
Uh, the the brother, I forgot it. He was cooking with me for the cookout from San Antonio, and
I know.
and he called me and he was talking about Alaska,
Hmm.
and I was like, bro, I could shoot you the info, but I ain't going, and it was kind of like a surreal situation, cause like everything started flooding. Like I'm like, man, I'm really about to not go. Like this is what I do. During the winter, I go back to Alaska and get it in.
Yeah.
But when I was like, I'm still in my 90 days. I'm trying. I'm gonna stay here and see what happens.
Yeah.
First thing I thought about was first thing I heard in the truth, no excuses.
Yeah.
And it just started hitting me with a lot of the ways I think, or a lot of the ways, because a lot of times we put ourselves in bondage and we our worst enemy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it might be a craft or a skill. Or, I might not. Like I don't know. This hit is taking me deeper because even like when I think about cooking, if I get a bag of rice and I got some condiments and one pack of protein, 2 bowls could get 3 more bowls. It might not be the whole. I could do 50 bowls, and I think a lot of time when we think about doing it fast, when we think about we need the whole thing, a lot of time we X ourselves out of even doing the first step.
Yeah. Bro, and what you said is true. We so caught up in looking at the biggest picture. We so caught up in looking at what can happen in the long run if I go ahead and do this. Like, it's just like somebody trying to lose weight. How you gonna lose if you got the mindset of I want to lose 50 pounds? What do you have to do? Can you run and lose 50 pounds in a week? Everybody that's tried to lose a bunch of weight in a short period of time, what has happened to them? Death. Because what are they doing? They either starving themselves or doing things that's unnatural that can put their life in danger. And just think about that same exact thing when you want to make haste in the time of trouble. When you want to make haste in the time of trouble, do you know what you're going to end up doing? You're going to either starving yourself and going back to the old you, or you're going to put yourself in a situation that's going to unalive you. You got to work out every day. You got to take that. You got to take every step. Some people say you might have to crawl just to get there. Go ahead, keep reading.
Khan, verse 3. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest increase at thy last end.
Understand this, man. During that time frame, we have to cleave unto the Most High. We got to cleave into these laws, statutes, and commandments. We got to start, like you do. Like this brother, I know one thing about this brother, this young man right here. This young man done talked to us so much, and he done said, man, anytime I start overthinking, anytime I start tripping, man, you know what I do? I'll go watch class. Oh, you know what? I got to make it to class. You want to know why I got to make it to class? Because I got to make sure that I keep my spirit fed. Because if I sit at home, then if I got enough idle time, then I'm going to do something wrong. Bro, that's the perfect mindset to have. You got to cleave unto the Most High every single time, dog. Cleave unto him. You cleaving unto the Most High is the best thing you could do for your life. You following these laws, statutes, and commandments, and you staying where there is guidance is the best thing for you. That's the best thing for your life. Because if you start doing other things, if you start not listening, if you start doing whatever you feel like doing, then you know what's going to end up happening to you? You're going to go backwards. You're going to automatically go backwards because it's easier for you to do what's natural. Natural to you was what? Doing everything selfish. Doing everything against the Most High. But when you start serving him, you got to, retrain your mind. You got to go back to square one. You got to go back to being a baby again in your mind. So that way you can start learning. So that way you can start chewing. That's why we tell them, hey, man, we got milk scriptures. Then you got scriptures that's like, applesauce. You got scriptures that's like that. And it gets tougher and tougher. But when you serving the Lord, bro, you gotta understand, you gotta become a child again. Because you're growing. That's why we say all the time, when I got into the truth, man, I was a baby. When I did my first year in the truth, I was like, man, I'm 1 year old. I'm 2 now, I'm 3 now, I'm 4 now. Because you really didn't start living until you started following the law, statutes, and commandments. And not the way the church taught you. That the Most High actually wanted you to. Cutting off all those other things. Go ahead, brother. You had something?
About so if I can get a precept real quick, sir.
Go ahead. You got it.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 12. It says, there is a way which seemeth right to a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. You know, there's a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, that things seem right to us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it makes the perfect sense, you know, in our head. You know, but when it comes to, you know, what's actually, you know, the right way, what actually should be done, those are two different things. Yeah. And that's what's so heavy. It says, you know what I'm saying, there is a way which seem right unto a man, but at the end, you know, thereof are the ways of death.
Yeah.
Our ways that get us unalive, you know what I'm saying? The Lord's ways, you know, is what's going to, you know, have us live and prosper.
Exactly. That's a perfect precept. Like those type of things, it's not the way we think is going to always lead us to death. You want to know why? Because we don't know everything. When we decide that, you know what, I'm going to just do this because this is what I feel like doing. What are you doing? You're doing your way, not the Lord's way. The Lord's way, it says this. If a brother offends you, what did the Lord say? What did the Most High say? If a brother offends you, then what you supposed to do?
Forgive that brother.
Matthew 18 and
Go to
15.
him and him alone.
Go to him and him alone. Have a conversation. If he hear you, then what you do? Then you take it to a council. If he don't hear the first council, then what you do after that? You take it to a major council with all the generals. But if we go about it our way, if a brother offends you, then what's your first mindset? What's the first thing you're going to do if somebody offends you? If a brother or a sister offends you, what's the first thing you want to do? I ain't talking about through the scriptures. I'm talking about you as the old you. What was the first thing you wanted to do?
Slap somebody.
Yeah, I want to run off in your mouth. You said something crazy. Okay, since you said something crazy, then what's up? There ain't no conversation. What's up? We got to stop trying to think in our own way and follow what the Most High God says. Go ahead, read the rest of Ecclesiasticus, Baba Kishar.
Khan with Khan, sir. The book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 2, verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. Verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
See, you got to understand this, man. The Bible already let you know. When we read Ecclesiasticus 1, it said when you decide to serve the Most High God, prepare your soul for temptation. Because you're going to be tempted. You're going through trials and tribulations. You're going to go through things. What else did it say? It said set your heart aright and constantly endure. What else did it say? It says don't make haste in times of trouble. Don't try to rush through the process. It says cleave unto the Most High God. And then what did it say right there in Ecclesiasticus 2 and 4? It said do what?
Upon whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state.
It's also letting you know when you start going through stuff, look, man, don't let people see you sweat. Deal with the situations that you're dealing with. Deal with the fact that you are having to change the whole mindset that you've had. But take it with all cheer. Because at the end of the day, you decided to grow up, right? You decided to stop being a child. You didn't want to speak as a child. You didn't want to move as a child no more. You wanted to be an adult. So take whatever happens with and have patience. Because, yeah, you might be down right now. But in the next scripture is letting you know you're down right now because it said what?
For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
Understand this, man. We are molded through the furnace of affliction. Anybody knows about a furnace? We always talk about furnaces in this class. You know about a furnace. When you want to get the purest things, what do you have to do?
Put it in fire.
You got to put it in fire. You got to put it in a bunch of pressure. And see, this is what the Lord is telling you. The Lord is telling you that, you know what? I know who you are. See, you're my daughter. You're my princess. I said that you are what? Better than rubies. And we all know about rubies. It's a priceless gem that's worth millions and billions, depending on what kind. And what it said about the brothers, it said that you are a prince, right? You are what? Better than Ophir, a precious gold. But you are better than that. I make you as those things, right? But to get those things at the purest form, what does it have to be? It has to go through pressure. It has to go through what? Trials and tribulations. Got to go through that furnace of affliction. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, he has a plan for you. And his plan for you ain't the plan that you thought you had. I know people used to say this all the time. If you ever want to see the Lord laugh at you, tell him what your plans is. Tell him what your plans is. Tell him what you said that you had for your life. And he's going to look at you like, foolish child. You're telling me what I have for you when you don't even know what I have for you. I have things for you that you can't even imagine. You can't even think of those things that I have for you. You can't even think what I have in store for your life because you won't follow me. You won't put away the childish things. You won't sit here and do the simple thing. To him, this is the simple thing. Because what did it say? Following the law, statutes, and commandments is not grievous. It's not hard when you decide to grow up and do it. It's only hard because at the end of the day, you don't want to change. It's only hard because you're selfish. It's only hard because at the end of the day, it's all about you and what makes you happy in your mind. But the Lord is letting you know to follow me means that you can't be selfish. You got to put away the childish things. You got to become a new creature. And you got to be okay with people hating you. This world don't want you to be an Israelite. This world don't want you to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Because the Christian church showed you all day long that it says that they are Christ-like followers, but what are they doing in the Christian church?
Everything but following Christ.
Man, I know for a fact when I was a child, when we was in the Christian church, we was still macking on women in the Christian church. I know for a fact in the Christian church, how many scandals done came out about deacons talking to other sisters that are married in the church, and the pastor giving marriage counseling, and truthfully, he messing with Sister Jenkins in the back room. You feel me? And then you know they used to have them lock-ins that I know the church I went to, they had lock-ins, you know? And you know what happened in them lock-ins. It was hands were being laid, but it wasn't no praying hands. So you know for a fact the Most High God can't be in there. Because look at where everything went. Look how easy things like that was able to happen. See, that was darkness. See, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, this is light. Because I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to shine a light on everything that you got going on. You think that you about to hide behind your sin in this truth? Nah, the Lord going to start doing this with that big old flashlight, talking about a million lumens on that light, just be around here like, what you got going on? Like, boy, is that a little pork on sandwich? You ain't gonna be able to do that. It's time for us to start following the Lord and be okay with people hating you because you decided to follow the Most High God. The Bible tells you, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. See, we all know that's scripture. But then I'm telling you first. The world hates God. The world hates Christ. It hated Christ. Go to 18 and 18 for me.
The book of John, chapter 15, verse 18. If the world hate you, you know that it hated me before it hated you.
If the world hates you, it hated me before it hated you. And who's saying this?
Christ, sir.
Christ is letting you know for a fact the world's going to hate you. You want to know why the world is going to hate you? Because you're going to walk around and people going to feel like you think that you too good for them. You're going to walk around so bright in your light that people are going to envy you. They're going to hate you because at the end of the day, you're doing something that they can't do because they don't have the strength to do it. See, like, I know we got the young man here, right? Let me tell you something. People at your school are going to hate on you. You want to know why? Because they're celebrating birthdays, they celebrating Christmas and Valentine's Day and all these, right? And you're just going to look at them like, I ain't worried about that. I ain't worried about that. And let me tell you something. That's your strength. Don't never let somebody tell you that you're not strong because what you're doing now, choosing to serve the Most High God, is making you stronger than anybody at your school. Understand that. Walk around with your head held high, knowing that that's your strength. Your strength is serving the Lord. Nobody can stop you when you put God first. When you put the Most High God and His laws, statutes, and first, nobody at that school in your life can stop you from being who the Lord wants you to be. Understand that. Because I'm going to tell you, this world is going to try to stop you. This world is going to try to make you feel like you're nothing because you're doing something that can't nobody else do. They have the opportunity to do it, but they're weak. And you're strong. And your strength is you choosing the Most High God first. That's what we got to understand. Understand the world is going to hate you. And because it hates you, it's because you're a true follower of the Most High God. You're a true follower of Christ. The world hates you. Know that it hated Christ first. Keep reading. What else does it say?
The book of John, chapter 15, verse 19. If ye were of the world would love his own.
See, if you were celebrating Christmas and Valentine's Day and birthdays and Thanksgiving and all that, if you were sitting here smoking weed, if you were sitting here doing drugs, if you were sitting here sleeping with all kind of different girls and different women, if you were selling drugs and snorting cocaine and all this other, the world would love you. The world would love you if you was being a whore, sis. The world would be happy. You want to know why? Why you think all them went on OnlyFans? Why you think they popping so hard right now? They hundreds of thousands of dollars in their bank account. The world would love you if you were being a whore. The world would love you if you were sitting here with your stuff hanging all out. But the world doesn't. It don't like you. You want to know why? Because it doesn't like you because you're sitting here and you're dressed. A man can't see your goods because at the end of the day, he has to look at you for who you are. He has to see your light. Your clothes being on and you being a princess. The world doesn't like that. The world wants something easy. If you was of the world would love you. If you was of the world, young man, the world would be happy with you. Because you know what? It wants to make you a statistic. It wants you to be the person out here with a switch. It wants you to be the next person out here about to unalive someone. You know they got a bunch of school shootings. That's what they want for you. They don't want you to graduate school. They don't want you to get all A's and B's and you become the next neurosurgeon. The world don't want that for you. The world don't want you to sit here and come up with a cure for cancer. It don't want that. It wants you to be another black boy locked doing life behind bars. And that's not what the Lord wants for you.
Okay.
What you got at?
That's all okay.
I swear. This is what we gotta, this is why I say, this is why we have to self-reflect all the time. What you got, young man?
Slack, yes, sir. But to prove your point, whenever I was at my school, a lot of people were bullying me.
Mm.
So the more I went on, the more my mom taught me how to defend myself. And hearing you say this right now, I feel better about myself.
Well, Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. That's the Lord. That's not me. That's the Lord. What you got, sis?
Yeah, and I just wanted to kind of add on to what my son was saying and what you're saying, sir. Like, in the schools, our kids have it so hard because they're not doing Christmas. They're not celebrating, they're not listening to the same things that most of the children their age are listening to or doing.
Mm-hmm.
So they already are at a slight disadvantage when it comes to making friends and fitting in, and then when it comes to like my son, he's the only child. So he doesn't have a cousins his age or brothers and sisters that are at the school. So it's just him try to, tell him like, "Son, you gotta be okay with standing on your own if
Right.
that's what's called for." You know what I mean? Like if you don't have no friends, you know what I mean, then that's okay because you have the school, you got your family,
Right.
you have people that love you. You don't have to do things that other people are doing just to fit in and just to have friends. You know
Right.
what I mean? And just learning how to be strong minded, when it comes to any type of pressure, anything that you're going on, have going on with school, because you are,
Right.
you know what I mean? Kids gonna see his die that he has on, they're gonna know that he doesn't do, any of those activities or Valentine's Day or anything like that, and so that's already like a target on his
Right.
back, But I just wanted to answer.
No, Most High in Christ, like, and like I said, that's why when you said that, I said Most High in Christ because we don't know what you got. Like, this is y'all first time seeing me, my first time seeing y'all. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna say what the Most High wants to be said, and those type of things. Like I said, you choosing to stand against everybody at your school and doing what's right, that's your strength. The Lord gonna protect you because of that. Yeah, you're going to deal with people saying stuff. You're gonna deal with people talking about you. They talk to. You're gonna deal with people trying to exile you and put you over in this little category. They did the same thing to Christ. Everything that you're going through, let me tell you something. First of all, you got uncles. You got uncles at this school that got your back. You don't have to worry about having nieces and nephews and cousins and all that. Y'all don't have to worry about that because at this school, we got children that's y'all age and that's his age that he could play around with and chill here where it's safe for him. See, when you get of age, you ain't got to worry about people always over on trying to play you or something like that because if you want to learn how to fight, you better ask some people. We got that at this school. We got you. But at the end of the day, dog, you're smarter than them. A lot of people that hate you know that you're smarter than them. And you just got to choose your situations wisely. When you're dealing with them, think about it like this. You don't have to do nothing unless your back is against the wall. And even then, there's always a way out. There's always a way to deal with it correctly. You understand what I'm saying? So don't worry about it. You in a school where we got your back. The only thing you got to do is just you asking what you shall receive, right? So understand when we say if the world hates you, know that it hated Christ first. Because if you was of the world, I'm telling you, everybody would be happy with you. Everybody would be happy that you know what that Dawadah. If that Dawadah said that you was really a Crip, the world would be happy with you. You wanna know why? Because you'll have other Crips that's sitting there loving on you. They'll be happy with you. You in that gang with them. Now go put in some work. You see that? Wearing red, go fight them. That's what the world wants for you. The world wants you to be a gang member. The world wants you to be affiliated in different ways, shape, form, and fashions, so that way it can destroy you before you grow into the person you're supposed to be. Don't let it happen. Fight. And if you feel weak and you feel like you can't fight no more, make a phone call. There's something that we can do. We got your back. And you can ask any of these brothers that's in this class. You can ask them. There's time that we all went through struggles and we all felt weak and we had to make a phone call and call somebody and be like, bro, you know what? I can't deal with this on my own. I need help. That does not make you weak for asking for help. It makes you strong because a lot of people that feel like you should be able to deal with it on your own are the same people that blow up, are the same people that crash out, are the same people that end up biting a bullet because they brains out. When you don't speak, then you just bottle things up until you explode. And once you explode, can you take that back? You can't take it back. So you got to learn that it's okay to and talk to people and ask for help where your safety net is, which is in. So that way you ain't got to worry about blowing up and exploding and can't take it back. And now all of a sudden your mother sees you with silver bracelets and shackles on your ankles and all that. And now all of a sudden you behind a bar and a glass holding the phone saying, Mama, you know, I messed up. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sit and do my time. And once I get out, then I'm going to be a changed person. But now you don't get that opportunity because now while you in jail, you having to do more things. That's not the life for you. Go ahead and keep reading that scripture.
Honorable Khan, sir. But because ye not of the world, but I have out of the world, therefore the world hateth you.
Understand the world is going to hate you because you choose to serve the Lord. We all know that. We know you can't serve two masters. The Bible tells you that all the time. Go to Luke 16 and 13. The Bible gonna say it. Go ahead.
The book of Luke, chapter 16, verse 13. No servant can serve two masters, for he hate the one and love the other.
Understand this. You have to choose who you want to serve. You can serve the world or you can serve the Most High God. You can follow the law, statutes, or you can YOLO. You only got one life to live. Live the life you feel like living. What you got?
And think about this, young. Like, you serving the Lord, you could call him anywhere you at. Anywhere. I'm talking about you could be way down the street, across the fence. You ain't got to get on the phone. You ain't got to have Wi-Fi. Your phone ain't got to be on. You could hit him up, hey, Lord, I need you right now. He gonna be there. So we're going to do this together. You know, and one thing you with change, it becomes overwhelming. Because we're not in the norm. But I had to call brother today. I had to hit him up. You know, and I was like, this way, I don't know what. When I can't get to class, I'm not coming to class. You know, and when he said you really could call on a brother, like, he mean it. Because I'm learning, because I'm not the type to call on, because I feel like I'm going to be judged. The question, like last week when you were like, I'm kind of nervous, I was like, man, come sit up here. You know, it's for real, we are your brothers. We are your uncle. So you getting at an age where you serve, you're a lot like an eagle. You got to leave pigeons on the ground. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, okay, I'll do the partner. And he gonna take care before I am. As long as we, you know, follow our statutes.
Right. Yeah. Like what you saying, it's right on. Because you know what the scriptures say. The Lord doesn't hear sinners. He don't hear people that's not following him, that's not following the law, statutes, and commandments. That's why the Bible's telling you can't serve two masters. Because either you going to love one and you going to hate the other. Like, you can't sit here and say, I love God. I'm going to follow his law, statutes, and commandments, but yet you hate your brother. It means you're a liar and the truth is not in you, because what are the first two commandments? Love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, all thy mind, and thy soul. And the second one is to do what? Love your brother and your sister the exact same way. How can you do that if you hate them? That's you. That what? The church ain't the place. Because they're doing the exact opposite. And you know it happens there. It happens in the school. Majority of the people that's at your school, if you ask them what's their religion, what they gonna say? Baptist, Christian, Catholic. They're telling you and showing you that these churches, the religious leaders that they have, they're leading them astray. Who they follow? The Most High. They knows they matter themselves in the world. So this, you can't serve two masters. You got to choose one. If you love one more than you love the other, that's just like saying I can have all I want in the world, or I can be where it's safe and have rules. Which one? Where you want to be at? You want to be? You can do whatever you feel like doing, but it's unsafe, or do you want to be somewhere where it's safe, but you have rules and guidelines that you got to follow? You don't want to be where it's safe. Get that brother a hand, man. There's nothing wrong with staying where it's safe, because the Lord has always said to his people, be where his hands of protection is. What you got,
No, just real quick, and it's also important, that we always remember, like going back to that precept in John when he was, saying, that the world, is going to hate you. So in that he said, he has taken you out of the world. Mm-hmm. So we always have to, realize, remember that we didn't choose the Most High God.
Right.
The Most High God chose us.
Right.
Because everything that he's seen in us, or for whatever reason, was us. And now that we have to decide if we take his hand. Right. You know what I'm saying? We have to decide, because I was chosen, is this where I'm going to stay? Right. Is this where I want to be?
Right.
Because he was him.
Right.
And so that's why it's just so important that we remember that. So when we are, going through these things, when the world is hating us, when we are tempted, always remember that the Most God chose you.
Brother, that's perfect right there. Because he chose us. Go ahead and pull the scripture. Look, go to Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
You are what?
A holy people unto the Lord thy God.
The Lord who?
Thy God.
See, the Lord said you're holy. Do you know what holy means? If you don't, it's fine. That's why we in class. Get that brother a hand. To be holy means that you are separate. You're set apart. Keep reading. What else does it say?
The Lord thy God has he to be a special unto himself.
The Lord thy God chose you to be a what?
A special people unto himself.
See, the Lord chose you. When the Lord chose because the Lord just don't choose it, because he gives the opportunity for the 12 tribes of Israel to come to him. But see, this is where you go back to the scripture of he who has an ear, let him hear. See, a lot of people will hear, but they're not going to run. They just, to them, it sounds like, what's that, the old school Charlie Brown? Womp womp, womp womp, womp womp, womp womp, womp womp. Womp womp, womp womp, womp womp, womp womp, womp. See, when we be on the street corners and we telling people to the commandments, the Most High God has chosen you to be a special people unto himself. He has chosen you, the 12 tribes of Israel. To them, they're walking past like womp womp, womp womp, womp womp, womp womp. But see, you have a special ear that the Lord God gave you, and he had where you could hear him and be like, you know what? Oh, that man said I'm a special. The Lord has chose me to be holy, set apart, separate from everybody else. He has chosen you to be special unto himself. These are the things that we got to keep in our minds when we think we're going through everything and we think that everything is against, and that we are holy and set apart. So we're going to go through stuff. But at the same time, the Lord thy God has chosen us to be a special people unto himself. He has sent you on your mission. Keep reading.
Khan. Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
He put you a what?
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
See, the Lord thy God has chosen you to be a special person unto himself. And he has put you above all on the face of this earth. As long as you decide to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, he's going to put you above all people on this earth. All these other nations, all these other people that hate on you every single day, he's putting you above them. Let's go to 1 Peter 2:9. Since we just on the subject, let's just go to 1 Peter 2:9. What does it say right there?
I was trying to think of that precept, you know what I'm saying? You hit it, man.
Hey, brother, it's the Lord, man. It's the Lord, bro.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 2, verse 9. Ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, peculiar people.
See, the Lord is telling you that you are all these things. See, he has chosen you. That's why he says you're a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation. See, he's talking about tribes. He's talking about his people that chooses to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. He's letting you know exactly who you are. He said a peculiar people. What is peculiar? Does anybody know the definition of peculiar? What you got, young man? What's indifferent from the rest of them? Give that brother a hand. See, hey man, we got our own little Webster right here. This is what I'm saying, bro. Like, what's wrong with you being indifferent? You being different from the rest of everybody else. Nothing's wrong with it. Because that's what makes you what? That's what makes you special. If you was just like everybody else, then would there be anything different about you? It'll be a follower. See, like that's the stuff right there. This is what lets me know that the Lord is in this in the Isupk. Because where else are you going to hear stuff like this? Exactly. Because we know those places. How many places have you been where you sit here and you want to ask a question during class and they like, wait. Nah, don't worry about it. No. Pray about it. Go to your prayer closet. Go ahead, pay them tithes and offering though, but go to your prayer closet about that. You know what? We'll talk about it in my chambers. We'll talk about it after church. Nah. In this case, you can get the interaction that you need. You can learn that the Lord has chosen you to be peculiar. He said, you know what? Out of all these other, I want you to be different. What you're doing is you're letting your light shine. Don't never, matter of fact, hey, you're grown. Get that precept about putting a bushel. Don't never dim your light for nobody. You ain't got to dim your light for none of them kids because you're not a follower. The Lord wants you to be a leader. And that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to grow up and do great things. But see, these things that we're telling you today is the things that you need to hold on to. Anytime you're dealing with stuff, anytime you're dealing with trouble and struggles and you feel like you can't make it, bro, go back and read these scriptures and understand that you are shining your light. This is why you're going through all the stuff you're going through, is because your light is shining too bright. They can't deal with it. What you got? Understand this. We don't light a candle and put it underneath the table. When we light a candle, what we do? We put it what? We put it on top of the table in the candlestick. You want to know why? Because when you light that candle, what is that candle supposed to do? It's shining a light. Why are you putting your light underneath the table? Don't never put your light underneath the table. Don't hide your smarts. Don't hide the ideas that you have in your mind. Don't hide them. Don't put them underneath the table just because somebody tells you that, you know, oh, you think you this, you think you that. Oh, he think you better than us and all that. Just be like, okay. And you shine every single day. You go to class and you get all them A's. Go to your school and be the valedictorian of your school. Go do it. That's what I want. I'm gonna come to the graduation and be like, that's nephew right there. We gonna go listen to your valedictorian speech. We gonna sit in the background, and once you get done, we gonna Kwam Yasharala. Because that's who the Lord has called you to be. He ain't say put yourself, dumb down your smarts just to make everybody else feel good. He told you to be peculiar. So be it. What you got, Art?
A detriment, to Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, because this Bible has been taken and looked at as a universal book.
Yeah.
But if we knew that this book was for us and only us, if this was our records, and we got this Bible telling us that we're a special people,
Yeah.
a peculiar people unto the Lord, that he chose us out of everybody,
Yeah.
we probably would act a different way. We probably wouldn't be concerned about, mimicking our oppressor.
Yeah.
We would realize that we were special, and we would act like we were a special people, like we're a holy people. But because this book is taken and everybody, it's a universal for everybody. Now, we all the same. Everybody bleeds red. We're all one people.
Yeah.
But this book say that we're a special people.
Yeah.
We're above all people.
See, and that's what's confusing. The thing about it is, if the Bible is saying that he has a special people unto himself above all nations on the face of this earth, that means that this Bible can't be we all equal Bible. This is what has deceived so long. Somebody has to be at the top. Somebody has to be at the bottom. Because if that's the case, then why in Deuteronomy 28 did it say, if you hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God to observe and do all his commandments, which I command you this day to do, then I will set you on high above all nations on the face of the earth. Why would it say that if we were all equal? You had something, sis?
If we weren't supposed to be the top, why would he make us the tail? Or if we weren't supposed to be the head, why did he punish us by making us the tail if someone wasn't supposed to be above another?
And that's perfect. That's a perfect question. You know, that's the type of question that you ask your pastor. That's a you go to the church and ask that question and watch how them pastors look. Well, sister, let me tell you something, sister. You know, we don't worry about who's at the top and who's bottom because in Christ Jesus we all have been saved. That's what they say at the church. But no, the Bible is letting you know somebody's at the top and somebody's at the bottom. Deuteronomy 28:1 said, hearken diligently so you can be at the top. But it also said in 15 that if you didn't hearken diligently, then you would be cursed in the cities, cursed in the fields. And aren't we dealing with the curses? Ain't we seeing that these curses is whooping our people? So we know for a fact who we are, but we just don't want to be great. Because we think the Bible is for everybody when it's not. We have the opportunity to show our greatness, but instead of us trying to show our greatness, what are we trying to do? Be like everybody else, enjoying hand in hand with your oppressor that's sitting here showing you that they feel like they're better than you. See, your oppressor reads this Bible and they walk around like they're at the top. They're better. Why you think they wear them suits, they with their chest and they poked out? Don't you ever say nothing wrong to your oppressor. Because if you say something wrong to those oppressors, what are they going to say? How dare you speak to me like that? Do you not know who I am? I am Jim Matthews the second. Why do you think that they had that type of pride? Why do you think they got that type of pride? Because they feel like, because the Bible, like you said, has been told to everybody being equal, right? They feel like the Bible is talking about them being set on high above all nations on the face of the earth. They think that they following the laws, statutes, and commandments. What you got, Go ahead.
This is one of my favorite, scriptures. Ecclesiastes chapter 10.
Mm-hmm.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Now, that scripture let you know, things are upside down right now.
Yeah.
Because the Lord is saying here, I've seen servants ride upon horses.
Mm-hmm.
And he said the princes are walking on the earth.
Yeah.
Sir John the Third, whoever you say, on a horse.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be the servant.
Yeah.
But like the sis brought out, because of our disobedience and our punishment, now the princes are walking on the earth next to the servants upon the horses.
Yeah.
And the Lord just wants us to come back to our law, statutes, and commandments, come back to him, so the princes can be back upon the horses.
That's
and the servants can be in their place walking on the earth.
That's exactly right. And that's all we got to do. This is why we got to make sure we have to sit here and stand up. We have to sit here and self-reflect and start choosing the Lord. When we start choosing the Lord, then and only then can we have stuff like that happen. But that's not going to happen until we stand up, until we decide that it's okay to be peculiar, until we decide to be like, okay, you know what? This Bible is a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian Bible. This Bible is for the Haitians and the Jamaicans. This Bible is for the Cubans, Colombians, Guatemalans, and Panama and all that. This Bible is for us. Nah, it's not for everybody because everybody don't deserve that type of mercy. Everybody don't deserve that type of forgiveness because look at their track record. Look what they have done to us. Look how they have divided our people for so long. The Bible also says the author of mischief against the who? The Hebrew. Against the people of the Most High God. Who has been the author of mischief against us?
Our oppressor, sir.
Our oppressor. And what have they taught us to be? What have they taught us to do? What you got?
When it hit me hard when Khan said the Lord chose us.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you really think about it, well, I'm thinking about childhood, like my early years in the AME Zion church.
Mm-hmm.
See, I started AME Zion church with the tambourines and the old wood floors, and
Mm-hmm.
they told me my ancestors bled into the floors of the choir pews, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I think about just going through from AME Zion to Baptist to Methodist, really when I got to Methodist and you had to go to confirmation class before you could even talk.
Mm-hmm.
Like you couldn't ask a question as a child because wait till you get older and you go to confirmation class. But I was already thinking about the outside the box, but it got shut down.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like I was curious. Like I wanted to know why is this, why is that? Because I wanted to be a pastor. That was my dream. I wanted to be a pastor. You know, and so then when you started getting older and they like, well, you should go to the Church of God of Christ because there's no instruments.
Mm.
They straight Bible scholars. Like what Kahan said really touched. Cause I always been that type searching and
Yeah.
I'm gonna go be a Freemason. I'm gonna go do this. And it's like to finally be home, you know, it's a blessing and it's understood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that whole 41 years, for me to always have a bulb in my head, but I had to dim it, you know, and I felt like I had to blend in or, you know, you're going to be a target.
Yeah.
You know, it's like just everything that's going full circle. You know, even like when I talked to you about yesterday, the dude was pushing the car with his child, you know, and I'm like, I got two decisions. I got to get on my bus, I got to get to class, but ain't nobody helping this dude, you know, so I'm like, all right, I'm going to help him real quick and maybe I catch the bus. I ended up missing the bus.
Yeah.
But long story short, I helped him push the car all the way to O'Reilly's, but it was just a different strength the Lord put in me because I knew he was monitoring his child and it felt like I could push that whole car by myself.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But if it was a regular situation where I was just trying to push a car or trying to take a car, you know, that car wouldn't have moved it.
Yeah.
You know, in case it matter, when the Lord still seeing and you show selfless, like you said, not selfish, but selfless, you know, everything lines up because it was also the Lord stepped in, but the devil came.
Yeah.
So like first thing I did, I get on the bus and I'm like, all right, I got to get on Wi-Fi and let the class know, you know, I'm not coming. But not knowingly, I put my bus card beside me. You see what I'm saying? And all I'm thinking about is, you know, letting y'all know. And then, you know, I dozed out, got off the bus, realized this morning when I checked my pants pocket. But that's why when I seen you that text message, like, man, I can't stand the devil. Like, it was making me angry. You were like, bro, you ain't got to do that.
Yeah.
The Lord already, he already doing that. Like, he
Yeah,
already taking care of it.
Bro, because at the end of the day, you worrying about stuff. The Lord said that he'll make, if you follow him, he'll make your adversary his adversary and make your enemy his enemy. Like, a lot of times we start focusing on all these other different things that we don't realize that the Lord already has the answer in the midst. He done already dealt with the situation. We already talk about it. And you know, when y'all was speaking, it brought up a precept. Like, we talk about the authors of mischief, right? Against us, which are our oppressors. But you also know that your oppressor reads this Bible, right? So, you know, with your oppressor reading this Bible, you know there's a precept that says, train up a child in the way that they should go. So that way when they get older, they won't depart, right? There's two ways to look at that. You can look at it the righteous way, or you can look at it the way that your oppressors looked at it. Let's just look at it the way that your oppressor might look at it, right? Train up a child in the way that they should go, so that way when they get older, they don't depart. How can you turn that into the wickedness that your oppressor has taught? Because we talking about the author of mischief. We talking about people that lie. So when they use that scripture and they use that precept, in what way do you think that they use that against our ancestors? What you got?
They would make them seem like they're the wicked people instead of the white men themselves.
Exactly. Exactly. Your oppressor used that same precept against your ancestors, training up a child in the way that they should go. So that means you need to follow what I'm telling you to do. And what did they tell us to do? They told us to what? Be slaves. They taught us to follow their laws, statutes, and commandments, not the Most High God's laws, statutes, and commandments. They started telling us that what? Pork is a delicacy. Crab, shrimp, and lobster is a delicacy. Crawfish is, you got to break the crawfish and suck the head and all that. They saying all those things is what? Delicacies. See, this is what the authors of mischief do. This is what your oppressors do. They change the word of the Most High God, the Most High God. They twist his words and make it a lie. See, he says don't eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. What does the church say? It's okay to eat it.
As long as you pray over it.
It's okay to eat it as long as you pray over it. What else do they say? It's okay. We all fall short of the glory of God.
Can't nobody keep the law.
Can't nobody keep all the laws, statutes, and commandments. He died so we can eat this pork. He died so we can have these birthdays. He died so that way what? No. The Bible is telling you in a righteous way, train up a child in the way that they should go. So that way when they get older, they don't depart. That means teach your child the laws, statutes, and commandments. Teach them, don't celebrate any of these holidays, but we got high holy days. Don't sit here and eat pork, crab, shrimp, or lobster because those things cause cancers. Those things are bottom feeders. Those things, you can put a shrimp in the bottom of a dirty fish, and you know what's going to happen when you come back? It's going to be clean. You want to know why? Because that shrimp ate up all that poop. Same thing you could do with a pig. Country people know this. If you want to get rid of something, what do you got to do? Put it in a what? Put it in the pig pen. You put it in the pig pen, everything will be gone besides the teeth. What you got, young man?
To add on to the pagan holidays and stuff you were saying,
Mm-hmm.
all this stuff you can just do daily. You don't have to do it on a certain day. Like for like Christmas and Thanksgiving and stuff. You can have dinner with your family anytime, but they have it on that one day.
Yeah.
Same thing with Christmas. You can get what you want as long as you behave, but people just decide to do it on that day. What do they get out of that?
At the end of the day, you know what they get out of it? They just get out the feeling of they're doing something special. But they're not really getting nothing out of it, really and truthfully, because if you look up the numbers, most suicides happen around what? Birthdays, Christmas, and holidays. Let's see the best way to say this. Most sexual abuses happen during what? Holidays. Just think about Halloween. Let's think about Valentine's Day. Let's think about Christmas. You don't think people get drunk and get to the point where they start taking advantage of other people around birthdays and around those times. Like, this is why we have to train our people up in the way that they should go. So that way they're not worried about those type of things. See, here in the school, in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we got a mindset of this. Our children don't have to wait for Christmas to get gifts. Our children don't have to wait for their birthdays to get gifts. They don't have to wait for Valentine's Day to feel love. They don't have to wait for Thanksgiving for us to sit down and have a feast together. We had an old saying, you want to get gifts once or twice a year, or do you want to get gifts 363? Which one would you rather get? Gifts every day or gifts 2 times out the year? Which one would you rather? Exactly. And that's what you get when you follow the Most High God. You get that gift every single day. It ain't a gift that you got to sit here and wait for a special day to get. But that comes with following the law, statutes, and commandments. That comes with choosing him and enduring. That comes with understanding that there's going to be struggles. There's going to be fights that you got to deal with. But as long as you choose him, he got you. You can't lose when you choose the Most High God over this world. You can't lose. You're going to always win. And with that, we're going to say Amajim, which means to stand. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers, then to the sisters. Men of Israel, Majim Shabbat, Majim, Barak, Yahal Ba'ashim Yahweh Brakatah, Yak Yamatah, sister, Yashabim, which means to stand. Sar, face the sister. Men of Israel, Majim Shabbat, Majim, Barak, Yahweh Shemal Atah Ba'ashim Yahweh Yak Yamatah. Class dismissed.